you allowing me to have that go through. This is a time where our sponsor, gets to talk, and Brandon's going to come back, and after I saw your faces, I could not stop it from playing. So I appreciate you allowing me to have that go through. This is a time where our sponsor, gets to talk, and Brandon's going to come back, and we're going to give him 10 more minutes to talk about his life and the things that he's doing. I so enjoyed this morning. If you weren't here for the morning session, and his 4 minutes will allow him to get the whole thing with and when he talks about his company and the Heart Life that he is working with. So Brandon, we'll let you come back up. I should have probably done a better introduction for you on this, but I got emotional on that last video. So please come on up, and can't wait to have you talk.
Yeah, the pressure's on after one of the most well-known movie scenes ever. So earlier today, I talked about creating more speaking engagements. Now, today, I wanted to talk about connecting with your audience, because you're going to be a lot more likely to put in the work to connect with your audience if you're getting speaking engagements. So that's why I like talking about that side first before this one. So a lot of people ask me, Brendan, how do you have so much knowledge about public speaking at such a young age? And a big reason why is I had an incredible mentor. So my mentor spoke around the world for over 40 years. He'd been through many different decades of this. And uniquely, he did one thing very different than all the other speaker trainers I see out there nowadays. And so he said, Brandon, I'm so sick of people trying to sell from stage. He said, you should be so damn good that whatever you say, people come walking up to you after and they say, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever it is that you got, I need to know, because I need to be able to spend more time with you. I need to get around you more. I need more of whatever you have to offer. And so it's unique, because in this day and age, you have to understand how to sell from stage, but yet we do want to feel connected with someone. We want to feel like we're a part of something special. And so there's a big component that I don't think a lot of speaker trainers teach nowadays, that I'm going to talk about in the next couple of minutes, that I think can really help you connect with your audience more, so you can get more leads, so you can get more people in your community, and obviously make more impact and more sales. So is it okay if I share those secrets with you all today? All right, yeah. And so my mentor, he actually had a $3 million deal with Reebok. So just to give you some context of the person that I learned from, he spoke all around the world for many, many years. And he had a $3 million deal with Reebok. And a couple of months in, they wanted him to take back one thing that he said. And he said, I will never go back on my word. I said what I said, and I meant what I said. And he gave up a $3 million contract because it wasn't something that he believed in. And I really resonated with that, and it made me want to keep learning from the guy. And so I believe that our job as a speaker is to inspire people to take the action that they know they need to take, instead of telling them to take the action that they need to take. And this is what separates the okay speakers from the great speakers. The great speakers inspire people to take the action. I love how Becoming Through Action is the title of today's conference, because the way that we can shift people to taking action is to inspire them. So when I teach the speaker schools, a big thing that I'm trying to tell people is, like, all the answers are out there. In fact, I have a $15 book called How to Become a Phenomenal Public Speaker. And a lot of the things that you need to do to become a great speaker are in that book. But yet, why do I believe in the speaker school so much? It's because if you're not put in pressure situations, it's going to be hard to retain and understand the information. If you're not talking out the drills, the concepts, the pain points with other people, it's going to be hard to be able to keep doing the work that you need to do to become great. And so I believe so much in pressure situations, in repetition, and getting around like-minded people. There's something about that energy that I was willing to put all the answers out there, because I'm like, I can put them all out there and people are still not going to do what they need to do. But if I can get people around like-minded people like you all are today, you're a lot more likely to be able to do the things that you need to do. If you have people that you can mastermind with along the way, you're a lot more likely to be able to do the things that you need to do. In Think and Grow Rich, they talk about when two brains come together, a magical third gets created that helps come up with ideas and solutions that wouldn't have happened if those two brains didn't come together. So the first thing that I believe we need to do if we want to connect with our audience more is to break them down. My mentor always used to say, we have to break them down before we build them up. I was on TO's breakout and he was talking about a post that I put up about a week ago that I had a lot of people comment on. And he said, Brendan, that really resonated with me. Why did it resonate with him? Why did it resonate with Mike? It's because I talked about things that I was struggling with. When you talk about pain points, when you talk about what it was like before the win, then people start to resonate with you. And they start thinking about the situations that they're in or the situations that they used to be in. And it helps them ease into either the writing in your post or the conversation that you're having with them when you're speaking on stage. So when I took my first speaker school, I knew I was not going to get hired. I was a 25-year-old kid who thought I was a good speaker until I got there. And 3 days, I got ripped up by my mentor. And so I realized that I had a long way to go, but I needed to start somewhere. So what did I do right there? Instead of telling you what you need to do to be a great speaker, I brought you back to the point where I was struggling. I remember one of the drills, I was up there and I just froze up. And he turned the chair around and he said, Brandon, sit down and talk to this person in front of you like you're having a conversation at a bar. And all of a sudden I started talking to that person and my speaking came out a lot more naturally. So before I started building you back up, right, I took you to that situation where I froze up there on stage. And a lot of people can resonate with the time where you get up on stage and you want to say something, but the words aren't coming to you. So after we break them down, then we build them back up. So at the end of the speaker school, I asked my mentor, I said, why do most people not get what they want in life? I see so many people say they want to be a millionaire, but then they don't put in the work to be a millionaire. I see a lot of people say they want to speak in front of thousands of people, but they don't put the work in to be able to speak in front of thousands of people. I see a lot of people that want to be in the big boxing fights. I'm inspired after seeing the Rocky video, but yet they don't put in the training to be able to get ready enough to be able to be there. So I said, why do most people not get what they want in life? He said, Brandon, most people don't get what they want. Most people won't get what they want. Most people get to the end of their life with the look of regret on their face because they don't go after what they want fast enough. They see something that they want and they come up with any excuse possible to stop doing that. So I said, that's not going to be me. And so I knew I wasn't going to get hired after I took my first speaker school, but I knew I could take daily or weekly action that could accumulate to something special. I didn't know when I was going to get hired. I didn't care when I was going to get hired. I cared about what I could do that day or that week. And I said, I'm going to make 4 posts a week. I was too embarrassed to post on my personal page. So I started the Warm Heart Life business page. And I wanted them to be mostly videos. And 3 or 4 years of doing that every week, I started to get more and more opportunities. And I was able to have a conference. And my mentor was like, hey, I think you're ready to start teaching this stuff. Next weekend is actually my 4-year speaker school anniversary. So, but the reason that happened is because over 7 years ago, I committed to 4 posts a week. And then that accumulated over time to eventually getting paid to do this. So if we can break them down, then we can give them hope. So now you all have hope, right? I gave you something tactical. Hey, if you do 4 posts a week for 7 years, imagine where you could go over time. So, and then the last thing is stay late. I believe it's important to stay late if you really want to connect with people. People will literally give you the answers to what you should talk about in your speeches if you just go to the cocktail hour after, if you go to the dinner after, because they'll tell you the problems that they're facing. When you ask people, what do you have going on? What do you need to get there? then they'll tell you exactly what they need. And then if you add that in your speech, then you're talking to that person. If one person is facing that problem, chances are a lot of other people are facing that problem. So I was at a seminar in 2021, and I went to the bar every day after the seminar and talked to people till past midnight. One guy, Jose, he was there every single night. This is not the Jose that a lot of you know. This is a different guy. He was there every single night. And at the end of the 3 days, I felt like we became best friends. You know, I saw a guy that went into debt to be there that ended up having a 25K month. And so we bonded over that. When I wanted to teach my first travel speaker school in Laguna Beach, California, across the country, who did I call? I called the people that I connected with at the conferences over the years. And he said, Brandon, if you're going to come out here, I'm going to sign up and I'll be there. So when we can connect with people, we're a lot more likely to have opportunities to continue to grow. And I have so much respect for Dr. B. He is going out of his way to host this workshop for you all on a Saturday. And I'm just grateful to be a part of it. I think one of the reasons why I connected with Dr. B is we sat across each other from at dinner at Bedford Springs. And I had so much respect for the things that he's accomplished as a father, as a grandfather, as an athlete, as a coach. And so we formed a connection that got us excited to be able to teach a speaker school together in Denver, Colorado. And one thing I said, Dr. B, if we do this, we got to spend time with people after. We got to take them to a comedy show. We got to take them to dinner. He's like, Brandon, even better. We're going to have a VIP day where we go to the hot springs. And I said, oh my gosh, this sounds incredible. So thank you, Dr. B, for having me on today. And it was an honor to sponsor this event.
Well, thank you so much. And I'm just going to read this real quick because I should have read it before. Brandon is a 5-time author, founder of Warm Heart Life. In 2019, on a day-to-day, he focuses on helping individuals execute on personal, professional, and financial goals. He has been passionate about being a professional development in his own town in Stamford, Connecticut, through events like A to BCon, TEDx Stanford 2024-25, Map Your Way to Financial Freedom 2021, and a combination of both in-person and virtual speaker schools. After being in the youngest voted on Golf Digest top 50 trainers in America list in 2019-20, Brandon decided to shift his focus from fitness to personal development with the intention of growing together with many people as possible through his speaking schools, mentorship programs, comedy shows, and guest speaking engagements. Brandon has completed over 300 speaking gigs, and just wanted to apologize for not saying that at first, but I can't wait to do the speaking school with them. If you guys are interested, we have a few spots. drbspeakingschool.com. And as you can tell, I picked an amazing person that is good at, and not just good at what he does, but incredible at what he does. And so thank you for being and sponsoring this event and helping us out, and can't wait to see you at the next one and in Greece and everything else that we're going to do together. So you find some people in life that you want to do life with, and Brandon is one of those people for me. All right, as we're starting to wind down to our last